Hello there, my very good friends. On today's afternoon news video, we've got news of WWE's new lead SmackDown writer.
Have potential new Hall of Fame inductees been revealed?
Some details on how WWE sees Jim Cornette.
And poor Asuka has been hacked. I'm Adam Wilborn.
Just leave Asuka alone.
Yeah, give her a break.
Gee whiz. Anyway.
This is the after news.
All right, let's talk about Road Dogg, baby.
Oh, you didn't know?
Well, they've got 3 hours of show to write on Friday night, so they need a co-lead writer, apparently. But yes, this broke PW Insider over the weekend that Brian Road Dogg James is returning to a major WWE creative role for the first time since 2019. He has been appointed the co-lead writer of SmackDown, where he will head creative alongside John Swikata, who he was promoted last year sometime. So obviously, the dog is a very close friend of Triple H, WWE's chief content officer and head of creative. He was previously appointed to a SmackDown writing role in December 2016. He became the lead writer soon after that. But he resigned from that position by April 2019, kind of WrestleMania 35 time. But he remained with WWE as what he described as a utility player. AJ Styles, obviously this has provoked a lot of conversation because when Road Dogg took over as SmackDown's lead writer, it went from this very well booked fun show like Ragtag Misfits, because they got a weird draft in 2016, but they really made the most of it with like Dean Ambrose and AJ Styles,
it was awesome.
and Miz and Ziggler and all these guys. It went from that to just kind of not good.
Yeah.
SmackDown wasn't great in 2017 after the DOGG took over.
You mentioned those years and I go, oh God.
Yeah, and send a shiver up the spine. So this is of course a guy who has previously said that wins and losses don't count. So you know he's an interesting character. He's had a fair bit of criticism over the years. AJ Styles has come to his defense a little bit on Twitter. He said, before judging this guy from his past performance as the head writer, just know that there was a man who picked it apart to the point that it was no longer his idea anymore. So yeah, you do give people a bit of leeway, don't you, when they're working under Vince McMahon?
Yeah.
Especially latter stage Vince McMahon. At the same time, Road Dogg has admitted, remember in 2022 he was begging Tony Khan for a job in AEW.
Looking smooth AF, I think was the tweet.
That was, and to be fair, they did. But yeah, he admit those are his words, by the way. Begging. I'm not just making that up. He said that. He said, "I'm not retired. I'm unemployed. That's what I keep saying." And I see things on Tony Khan's TV show that appall me. I could help with that. I've been begging him for a job on every platform I can, and I want to know the reason why he won't hire me. He said that in 2022.
Probably because you were Triple H's best mate.
Yeah, probably because you'd have been a mole. But he was out of WWE for a while in 2022. Came back. But yeah, there you go. Look, I think since moving to the 3-hour platform, SmackDown obviously has some good stuff, right? Jacob Fatu, all of that business. I'm really into that. Tag division's growing.
Yeah.
There's plenty of other examples. It's much of the show's good.
Yeah.
There are some times when I'm sitting there and I'm getting into the 3rd hour and I'm like, okay, we need to jazz this up a little bit. Maybe we don't have enough material for a 3-hour show. I'm not sure adding this particular new co-lead writer is the move.
Yes. I mean, they've only got to get till, June? I think they go back to 2 hours, Hamlet was telling me, so that's a relief, because I did prefer 2 hours SmackDowns, if I'm honest. Slightly concerning this, any mention of those sort of dates within WWE always concerns me because of what was coming out of the company at that time. But like you say, that was possibly more of a Vince thing, so I'm gonna give this a chance, but... some of Road Dogg's historic takes have made me go, I guess that's the end of SmackDown. I will say I really enjoyed this week's episode of SmackDown. Really fun developments.
Sure?
We'll talk more about it on the SmackDown review podcast with me and Hamlet a little bit later. Actually, it might be out by now, actually. Not the person I would have necessarily picked first. But completely understandable within WWE, obviously.
Triple H has gone for one of his mates. That's the situation, isn't it?
Yeah, understandable. But we'll wait and see how things develop there.
Let it play out. Come on, do the thing.
Anyway, let's talk about the Hall of Fame. We already know Triple H and Michelle McCool.
That's right.
Are going in, and now some speculation from Fightful Select regarding 2 other names, or I suppose potentially 3 other names, that could be going into it. Because we reported just the other week via PW Insider that Axe and Smash of Demolition had signed WWE Legends deals so they could have like action figures and they could appear in computer games. How old am I? Jesus Christ. But on top of that, this has led to speculation that they could be heading into the Hall of Fame in 2025, which is amazing that they're not already in there. They're this record-breaking tag team, but of course, with their controversial history of suing WWE, I suppose, the best way of putting it. Hence why WWE were like, nothing against the New Day, but hey, they're the best tag team ever. They've got the best records. So, it's been a checkered past between the two parties, but things are looking up now. They've got the Legends deal, and it would make all the sense in the world if they go into the Hall of Fame this year. Their name has been brought up internally as part of this year's class. No word on whether Crush would be included as part of that. Obviously, he's got a history within Demolition as well. But yeah, it's as big a no-brainer as putting Victoria into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. I mean, them...
Say every year.
They'll get there eventually. Axe and Smash, Demolition. It's 100% a political move that they're not in there. Because they're one of the most decorated WWE tag teams ever. They were the longest reigning until, like you said, the New Day beat the record at a time when Demolition were involved in a class action lawsuit against WWE. If you're not familiar with that lawsuit, it was in the mid-2010s, 2010s, whatever you say. It was basically filed by a lawyer, and the gist of it was that WWE had not taken adequate protections and informed its wrestlers about the dangers of repeated head trauma.
CTE and the like.
Yeah, exactly. CTE and various other long-term impacts of this. Demolition were involved in it. There was up to 50 other wrestlers as well, so they weren't the only guys. But obviously, that is the reason they're not in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
That was the lawsuit was thrown out. They failed. They tried to appeal it. The appeal was rejected, and I think the lawyer had to pay a bunch of damages to WWE or legal fees or whatever. So it didn't end in their favor. Now they're back on WWE.com's alumni page. They've got Legends deals. They are back in the fold. They've come in from the cold. These two parties have settled whatever silly things still lingered. I imagine Vince not being there is probably a big help.
I was going to say, I'm not saying that WWE nowadays aren't still petty.
Oh yeah,
but it's a lot easier for them nowadays to get over things and be like, take a step back and go, come on, it's Demolition. They've got to be in the Hall of Fame.
Exactly. Bygones be bygones.
Yeah.
They're a legendary tag team. You just have to put them in there, man. What bigger tag team is left that's not in there than Demolition? There's probably a really obvious one that I don't.
I never know with the Hall of Fame because I don't really care as much about it unless Victoria's going in. But it's one of those ones where you go, how are they not in it? And Demolition's one of the main ones, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely. So happy for them. Glad they're back, kind of in the
that's
wrestle
nice.
sphere. Legendary runs, obviously. Bill Eadie was the Masked Superstar ages ago, and Barry Darsow was, of course, Repo Man as well. So there you go, one of the most memorable. Shout out Simon Miller, one of the most memorable kind of job guys. / weird lower card crazy dudes ever. Legend.
I still remember the week at the WrestleMania weekend where we found out he'd got an interview. And he's interviewed Kurt Angle, some of the biggest names. He's just hung out with people backstage at Wale Mania. He was like a kid at bloody Christmas. It was lovely.
Absolutely beautiful stuff. So let's get him in the Hall of Fame. Let's stop messing around. We got Triple H, we got Michelle McCool, we got Demolition. Fill it up. It's looking good.
Anyone else?
I think that's it so far. You'll obviously get things like your Warrior Award and so forth. Celebrity this year. Who do you think could be?
Speed after that bump he took at the Rumble, please.
Why not? Why not? It's a hell of a bump, to be fair. Best beer sell I've seen in ages.
Unbelievable.
He didn't have much choice, did he? Braun Breaker killed him. It was like, boo. Take it easy on the rookie, Braun. Boom.
He got very kindly looked after by Kai Cenat afterwards, didn't he?
Yeah.
Pouring alcohol thing on his open wounds.
Yeah.
That's a true friend right there.
What a guy. Kai Cenat, is he the guy who's beating up that robot?
He beat up a robot. I don't know if we're meant to laugh at that or not, but I do.
Well, the thing is, yeah, I mean, visually it's pretty funny.
It's when his mate kicks it in the back.
Yeah, the robot's like... And then the robot tried to run away.
They're going to take over eventually. They'll be doing this news in a few years' time.
They'll be kicking our ass.
Yeah.
That's why I'm pausing on it, because they're going to remember that and they're going to kick all our asses.
Yeah.
Have you seen Will Smith, that iRobot thing? Scary. You seen that one?
Yeah, I've seen it from about 20 years ago, yeah.
You ever heard of it? Yeah, I discovered this new artist at the weekend, Leonard Cohen.
Oh yeah, I'll have to check him out.
Yeah, hot mixtape, Songs of Love and Hate. Right, let's talk about Jim Cornette.
Okay, that's always a worrying sentence to read.
Well, I think it's interesting to ponder. Is he in the Hall of Fame?
He must be like adjacent, not on his own. But
yeah, he's definitely
gone in before.
He's done an induction, hasn't he? But we'll talk about that in a minute. But somebody asked Sean Ross Sapp in a Fightful Q&A, has there ever been any talk of WWE doing business with Jim Cornette? I know he's been critical of them in the past, but with the new creative direction, he's been a lot more positive about most things. I think there would be a huge reaction to his return. I mean, to be fair, right? The question, the way that's phrased, Jim Cornette could breathe incorrectly, and there'd be a huge. He is a gets reactions.
Yes,
shall we say? Sean replied to this saying, I've not heard him mentioned in those circles in recent years. Nothing out, we aren't bringing him in way. The people there I asked about it say they realised he's successful doing what he's doing and seems content in that space. He's not been brought up creatively. So, I don't know if there's necessarily a need to use Jim Cornette if you're WWE, right? I think I think he's one of the greatest managers of all time, working with the Midnight Express and a slew of others. So yeah, you can always have a great manager on TV, but at the same time, he's somebody who a lot of the audience probably knows primarily as a podcaster.
Yes.
Rather than a booker or a manager or whatever. It's no secret that his takes on modern wrestling I don't usually agree with. But, as a manager, I mean, if he's not in the Hall of Fame, and I should know that.
No, he's not. I was just looking it up. He inducted the Rock and Roll Express in 2017, of course. But I assumed he would have gone in as part of the Midnight Express, but they're not in it either.
Yeah, so there you go. I can imagine. I wonder if maybe the reason the Midnights aren't in there is because most of there's sort of a NWA.
Yeah, maybe.
But they are also one of the 3 best tag teams ever. Both versions are probably 2 and 3.
Regardless of how you feel about what he says nowadays, he's an incredible manager.
Yeah, so I'm not going to campaign for Jim to go in the Cornette of Fame, almost said. But he probably he definitely should be.
Yeah, without question.
If you judge it on career. Yeah.
I think he's very entertaining still nowadays, to be perfectly honest, but I understand he's a divisive figure. Nevertheless, he should go into the Hall of Fame. I suppose they also have to try and pick and choose their spots as well, though, because it's not like they're going to be like, hey, do you want to fly into Las Vegas? Oh, he's not going anywhere, is he? He's a man who likes staying at home, and I respect that about him.
Yeah, just staying in, what he calls it? Castle Cornette or something like that, yeah.
So,
fair enough.
Yeah, I think it'd be more than deserved, obviously. And that speech, I would there's not many Hall of Fame speeches I really care about, aside from
he cuts a good promo.
Kurt Angle pouring milk on himself, or just nice emotional ones or whatever. But Cornette, let's go.
Yeah, I mean,
Steiner's was so much fun last year.
Yeah. You just have to make sure that he doesn't, he veers into some bad stuff, but I don't think he would do that at the Hall of Fame. But yeah,
just get him in.
In terms of career, he should be in there for sure.
Right, let's get to our final story of the day. I've been dreading talking about this because I just sort of generally have titled this to myself. Can Asuka please catch a break? She's having a really tough time of it. Yeah. The good news, I'll front load this with some good news. The good news is that we talked a while back about her hopefully returning to the ring relatively soon. She's been off with injury, of course. She had that awful thing last month, I think it was, where she revealed on social media she'd been rejecting sort of romantic advances, people being really weird to her. Don't do that to wrestlers. Just, TKO having to take action to protect her and stuff like that. Really concerning stuff. This less important, but still annoying and something she has to deal with. Her Twitter got hacked, her X got hacked, and she had to jump on her YouTube channel to say, hey guys, I'm filming this urgently. Since yesterday, my Twitter or X account has been hacked. If you see any posts from my account promoting product services or sharing suspicious links, there is a high chance it's a scam. Please be careful. Sorry for the trouble. Yeah, it's one of those things where this happens quite regularly, and I'm sure some people will watching this will have been hacked before, or have seen their mates suddenly be like, "Hey, let's buy these shoes from this random website," and you're like, "That's a weird thing to post at 3 a.m. on a Tuesday morning." Yeah. But yeah, Asuka is just a lovely person, and understandably, if you just were innocuously following her on X and saw her tweet saying, oh, well worth checking out this service, you might think, oh, well, if Asuka's recommending it, but she's been hacked, don't click on any links on her socials. It's probably all resolved now by the time this video goes out, but nevertheless, yeah, it's just rubbish.
Can we just leave her alone?
Yeah, please.
Like, can we just leave Asuka alone?
Did I read German hackers or no, it was hackers in Germany. Yeah.
Oh gosh,
bloody German hackers!
What are they up to? What are they up to? Those silly hackers. Yeah, just leave her alone, man. Like the stuff she was tweeting about, like people harassing her and stuff. Like, gee whiz! Like, sort yourself out.
Yes,
sort yourself out. Go away. And don't come back.
Yeah.
Like, leave Asuka alone for the most part. I don't have much more to add than that.
No, let's get back in ring ASAP.
Yeah. Do you remember the time Bray Wyatt, God rest his soul, got hacked?
Yes.
And it was like, it was so wild. It was like, what's up, Fireflies? Just got some new PS5s. DM me.
That one was slightly more obvious to notice they've been hacked.
The Fiend signs on. What's up, Fireflies?
How does he address it? What's up, Fireflies?
Yeah, what's up, Fireflies? It's your boy, the Fiend.
What do you think? When you think of Bray Wyatt, what do you think of? PS5s, that's it.
He loved the PS5, man.
Bollocks.
What a crap, yeah. Dub.
PS5's like structure at WrestleMania.
Gosh. Oh,
anyway, send Asuka all you love today.
Well, yeah, what we doing? It's been a fun day.
It has been fun. We actually exclusively revealed AEW's ring on the morning news.
Yeah, they sent the ring to us. So if you'd like to see it, like for a full comparison of how big or small the Grand Slam Australia ring is.
So small, yeah.
Check out the morning news video because we really went in depth.
Yeah, we showed off our journalistic integrity right there.
We ran the ropes, we took a few dives. It was a good time. A hell of a time. And hey, look, you don't even have to go looking for that video. Because it's right here. Too small? Question mark? You can be the judge of that.
Yeah, you find out.
There you go.
Bye.
Yeah, hitters.